Hello everyone, I hope you are well. My name is Nick and it's a bit of an inside video this time because the weather's not particularly good, but there's a few other reasons behind it as well. As I shut that thing, it was a little bit in the way. Excellent. It's all about preparing your environment before you start. Well done. Now, the reason why I'm not going out for the walk today, despite the weather, it's not particularly good, but there's more reasons there. It was brought to light that due to the strict rules of the COVID, what you can and can't do, there was a small chance that I could be fined. I know it sounds a bit silly, but it's due to people's own interpretation of the rules, and the last thing I want is a £200 fine because that will finish me off. I can't afford £200 like a lot of people. Now, I'll put up a graphic with the UK government's thing here. I probably could have run the gauntlet, but I'm not gambling with potentially £200. Now, they say here, when can you leave home? I'll put up the graphic as I say. You must not leave or be outside of your home except when you have a reasonable excuse. This is the law, as Robocop would say. This is the law. The police can take action against you if you leave home without a reasonable excuse and issue you with a fine, a fixed penalty notice. You can be given a fixed penalty notice of £200 for the first offence, doubling for further offences, so double or nothing, up to a maximum of £6,400. There we go. So reasonable excuse includes. So first of all, I thought, oh yeah, you're right for walking and exercise and stuff. That's fine because you can't do walking at home. It's exercising. But the difference between this is, which is a spanner in the works, is I'll be taking a camera with me and recording stuff. So someone could say, if they reported me or I got stalked by the police, I was actually doing a job, like a vlog. And arguably, a vlog, you can do that from home. Now, this is where the next bit of this says work. You can only leave home for work purposes where it is unreasonable for you to do your job from home. Well, I could do a vlog from home. So either you're walking or vlog. So the waters are muddy. This includes, but is not limited to, people who work with critical national infrastructure, construction or manufacturing that require in-person attendance. So, really speaking, it's not absolutely necessary that I go out for a walk. Now, on my route that I do, the chances of me bumping into the police or anyone to report me are absolutely remote. But there are people that I see every now and again on that route that know I'm on there. If they're particularly being vicious and see me with a camera, they could report me. So the chances are actually really, really slim of me being caught. But I could be, and arguably, depending on whose interpretation of the rules there is, I could potentially be fined, and it'll be absolutely ridiculous. Now, I have heard of people getting fined for all sorts of things up and down the country. Those sort of things which are being appealed, I can sort of like believe that. There was a couple of women who drove 5 miles to the nearest woodland, thinking that would be okay. They were the only people about, and because they was carrying coffees with them, they got spotted by the police and were fined £200. They said they was having a picnic, but apparently they was walking and there was distance between them. So bearing that in mind, and the channel makes a bit, but not much to pay big fines. So thank you for supporting the channel. I can't. It's not worth the risk. Was absolutely stupidity. Imagine, they would argue that imagine if everyone went out doing a video, it'll be packed everywhere rather than just walking and going back home again. So that's the stupidity we're in at the moment. So I hope you understand. I'm at home this week. I'll do it from a week-to-week basis, but they are a lot more interesting than going out for a walk videos and do special effects and all that sort of stuff. Yes. Okay. So what did I want to talk about today? Oh, actually, do you think the fines are too harsh? Or do you think they're just about right? Because people haven't been taking it very seriously, have they? And that's why the epidemic, I suppose, has got as bad as it has done, and the weather has dropped quite a lot as well. So, getting back to the channel, did a couple of live streams in the week. I hope you enjoyed them. If you stopped by or watched them on a pre-record, there's been some games going up as well. A few good ones. I really love playing Gravity Force on the Commodore Amiga. Covered that on the live stream as well. It's a proper inertia game. Looks quite basic. One could be forgiven for thinking it's a public domain game, but it isn't. It was a commercial release. You must control a ship collecting different cargo packages take them to the base and you're there, crash into the scenery, you get shot by the aliens, you are dead. Really good a mod, Jet Set Willy Nosy Bonk, I'd like to have a look at. There was a comment where someone thought, what was the point of this mod, because it's only a change of the graphics and all that sort of stuff. Well, it's all about nostalgia really. If you're familiar with the show Jigsaw back in 1974 to 1979, I should say, to 1984, it creates the character of Nosy Bonk in the world of Jet Set Willy, and they haven't just done a graphic overhaul, well they have just that sprite, but they've done the music as well. And once you get that music in the head, it's a bit hard to get away from it. And also, it's got the central theme music for Jigsaw there, and the in-game music is the music for Nosy Bonk, which was in sort of like, well, it's supposed to be funny segments, but he was a darn scary character, that is for sure. I've liked Diddy, hasn't even got a lot of views, this one, as the Super Nintendo ones don't. So I don't know why I keep doing them, but they're fun anyway. But this game is good. Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy Kong's Quest, a really cool platformer, so have a look at that video if you haven't already. And the other game that caught my eye, but was so tricky, based on Exelon, or heavily influenced by it, was a game called Yeti, where it's a 2D scroller, but without the Pokemon, you'll be dying every 10 seconds, unless you have a lot of practice. So, yes, show that there. My hair is getting really long, and it's starting to get really annoying. I might have mentioned this before. Yeah, I don't trust any relatives to cut it. Because I've got my hat on, it disguises it a little bit. I've got a week off in February, I think they've given me, because, well, because I started my part-time work at a certain point in the year. I've got holiday entitlement. Apparently, if you haven't booked it by a certain point, they just chuck it to you. So I think, subject to change, I've got the first week in February off. So I might take that advantage to buzz my hair. You won't notice, because I'll be wearing a hat most of the time. I might buzz it. And there we go. Now, someone says, don't buzz it on the shortest settings. Well, I've got these clippers, and the clipper settings don't tend to work. It do it a bit uneven on the 4 or the 5. So I might very well try it on the 4 and the 5, knowing that I can go shorter. But I think I'm going to go super skinhead and just darn the consequences. I can't wear a hat when I get back to work, but at least it won't be annoying so much, because I just feel myself fiddling about with it, and yeah, I don't like it. It's getting way too long. Don't know how long your hair is at the moment. If you're a woman, it's a little bit tricky, because it's a bit more drastic of a woman buzzes her hair, but I think I can get away with it being a big biffer bloke. Yeah, I'm a big biffer bloke. So you might be buzzing your hair anyway, or you might have been lucky enough to get your hair cut on the last day before lockdown. Saying this might go on through February and to March. Now, you know, I haven't had my hair cut since probably the end of October, or maybe the start of November. It's starting to get a little bit silly. Yes, anyway, maybe I'll put it in a bun, or I do a Princess Leia and put a couple of buns on each side of my head. No one would laugh. Part of me thought, should I dye my hair? But it's pretty obvious. But then, of course, yeah, it's a bit patchwork, like I've got highlights in it. But yeah, it looks like a buzz is coming up. Now, I mentioned the live streams a bit earlier before. On New Year's, there was a 3.5 hour live stream, which I was a bit concerned I would be able to last 3.5 hours, but I did, and the time went really fast, to a point now the 2-hour streams just go past it in sort of like seconds. Now, I won't do this all the time as a regular thing, but I'm thinking once in a while, maybe on a Sunday, I'll do another 3.5 plus stream there to give people that haven't got a chance to watch it in the week to catch up on it. It might help build the numbers as well. There's more people available on the Sunday during lockdown, where the only place you can sort of like go out to is the supermarket or a walk, unless you're carrying a camera with you. And I might select a theme, so it might be a space theme or a water theme or Egyptian theme. Is there enough Egyptian games? I don't know, but they won't all be the same games, so I'm trying to avoid that to create a bit of variety. So you'll never get a full stream that's all platformers or a full stream that's all shooters, because I like to mix it up. So some people might get bored by about the fourth shooter, although it's good to compare these every now and again. I just want to appeal to as many people as I possibly can. And as we know, it's not all about great gameplay, it's all about about having a laugh and de-stressing, which hopefully I am doing for you. A lot of people say it is helping them, in particular the live stream, so that's something I want to push forward, the occasionally extra one. Not saying that you have to watch all of them, but if you do, that's great. If you support me with a super chat, that's great as well, but don't feel pressured that you have to do that on every single one. Just be within your budget. But having said that, any Ko-Fis that come through on that, or super chats, or as the members, which we'll come to in a moment, keeps the channel running and keeps things on the rails there. Now, gaming-wise, I've got some gaming news here, which is good to include a bit of gaming news. This is a gaming channel. Before the Formula 1 Grand Prix season started in 2010, it was been delayed a bit, as it might do this time round. But what got really big is the virtual Grand Prix racing. And you've got drivers like competing in that, got George Russell, Leclerc, Lando Norris as well, and Alex Albon were taking part, along with others like names and famous people. I think Sergio Aguero was in one race, and a few cricketers and other sporting personalities, and that's really fun to see. And it turns out this virtual Grand Prix, because the graphics are so good, turned out to be a lot more exciting than some of the real Grand Prix. Well, I'm pleased to say, from the 31st of January, this is going to restart, and I think George Russell is going to be there again. He was great, wasn't he, in that one race for Mercedes this year. And hopefully there'll be a few more racing drivers that go into that as well. I know Max Verstappen does virtual racing, but not this one. I think he does another category completely different. So it's going to be good to see the drivers, who else goes out, and also as well the great fun of it, the celebrities that are racing as well. I think that's broadcast on YouTube. It certainly was on the Formula One's main site, I think, last time. So the main Formula One season starts in March, or it's supposed to this year, but before that it's a virtual Grand Prix, and it might be a bit more exciting. I might do, I might not. I always get a bit too excited and give myself too much work to do. So I might cover races with a summary at the end. But I might not either. It's mainly retro, but I'd like to do as much as I possibly can there. So that's a bit of news. Haven't been out this week, of course, because of the reasons I mentioned. But there's going to be videos going up tomorrow and all sorts of stuff through 2021. So thank you again to the members that supported the channel, that are really helping this move forward. If you want to know what that's all about, click on the join button. It doesn't commit you straight away, but it does help me a great deal. And if you like what you see, you want to go on one of the tiers there, then feel free to do so. Starts quite low for $1.99 a month, so if you don't think you'll miss $1.99, I certainly could do with it in an attempt to try and make this go full time, up the tech, maybe get a new camera and all those sort of things. But you know, don't be stressed. The channel will always be free to watch. It won't be behind a paywall, although there's certain bonus videos behind the members only section there, which you get access to. But all the games essentially will be free to watch. So if you're on the second tier and above, you can afford that, then you will get a shout out. I want to shout out your name or any other projects that you might be working on. So if you're on that tier, either send me a message on Twitter or through the members section through YouTube. So big thank yous this time round go to Stuart Laycock. Thank you, sir. Grey Hulk 2. Natty, Nikki and Claire Johnson. I know a lot of you appear quite regularly in the live stream, so thank you there. It's all good fun, a great community spirit that's building up over the months there, and long make it continue. James O'Grady, thank you very much. John Roby, Jeffrey Searby, Martin Rymel, thank you. Steve Norman and Lemmy Barnett, Stephen Q NEUK, so big hello to all of you. Phil Hill, Rossi Bossy. Now Rossi Bossy is a very busy bee. He's a games designer. He's got his own site as well, which I shouted out before. But in the following weeks, we might have something a bit bigger to shout out for Rossi, because he's in the process of submitting a Kickstarter campaign for his quite amazing Formula 1 game he's been working on. He's got someone to do the music, and he's just putting all things together there. So he's going to start Kickstarter soon, which we might shout out at a later point. And also as well, all things going good, I might be doing some of the voice samples for it, like Checkpoint and Starting the Race. So I'll have to practice what different voices, because I don't really know what the vibe is. Checkpoint! 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 Who knows what voice I will do. But that's potentially, at least, because there's always potential when it comes to Kickstarter campaigns and game projects. Potentially I might be involved in that. Hopefully yes, all going well. So thank you as well to Chono Baggy, Jason Holmes and Andrew Gibson. Thank you everyone, really appreciated. And now on the upper tier, which is a massive help to me really, so you know, I'm really pleased you were able to do this, so thank you, is Richard Mitten, Tom, Julie Monkton and Graham Webke, thank you. Now I've got a slightly different site to shout out for Julie this time, so get your eyes on this. I'll put a link on the screen. It's myoldtoybox.weebly.com. That's myoldtoybox.weebly.com. There's a few extra things on there, but in concerns, as you might have guessed from the description there, classic and retro toys from the past. There's new things that have been added to it quite recently, if you've been to the site before but haven't for a while. There's Rubik's Cube toys, electronic toys, if I can read my own description properly, and there's a home computer section, which sounds quite exciting, and also as well there's a contact bit, so if you want, you can think of some toys you had back in the past that aren't on that site, or you want to leave Julie some positive comments about it, then you can do so. So there we go. So you know, a bit of an interesting week. I prefer to be outside in the well, it's cold weather, isn't it? But I prefer to be outside in the fresh air. I will still go for a walk a bit later on. It's just that I won't have my camera with me because, well, it's exercise this time round. And there's that red rubbish bag, isn't there, on the route? I have to say hello to that. So thank you for watching the channel in all shapes forms. If you're a member, that's great. If you're supporting me on Ko-Fi and Super Chat, that's great as well. If you can't afford that, but it is helping you with your stress or just entertainment, thank you as well. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing because that is free to do. If you want to get notifications as well when the videos go up, if you feel like you're missing some, hit the notification bell and it will, well, hopefully YouTube will send you an email as well, which you can click on the link and you're straight to the video. So have a good day, have a good weekend. And until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, E.
And Jenkin.